An enhanced risk has been issued for parts of Alabama and the Florida Panhandle as severe thunderstorms are currently moving through the area. Hello, I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and we're going to be going through the SPC today, as well as the Day 1 outlook, the 2 outlook, the Day 3 outlook, as well as Day 4 through 8, because there are some days that I want to look over for you guys just to show you what's going on, and there are some interesting developments that are going on, so let's get right into it. Okay, so this is what we're looking at right here. This is an enhanced risk right here. It's in parts of southern Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, into Georgia right here. Slight risk is kind of like a squiggly line a little bit from just a tip of Mississippi through Alabama into Tennessee, Kentucky, southern Illinois, Indiana, into Georgia and rest of the Florida Panhandle, including the city of Tallahassee. And as this updates, the marginal risk is outer, including the city of St. Louis, into Missouri, Arkansas, the rest of Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana, including the city of Indianapolis. So that's the situation we're looking at right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the threats right here. The tornado threat right here isn't the biggest threat, but it is a pretty large threat. 10% chance right here, with a greater possibility of EF2 to EF5 tornadoes within 25 miles of a point. That's why they issued that hatch risk area. 5% through pretty much the slight risk area into Georgia, Mississippi, those areas into the Midwest. Same with the marginal. The wind threat is the biggest threat. That's a 30% risk in the enhanced risk area right there. 15% through more of it, including Mobile, just outside Columbus and Tallahassee, and the marginal risk is everywhere else. The hail threat is primarily in this area right here in Kentucky, Missouri, parts of Illinois and Indiana right here, 15% in Evansville, that area, and 5% through basically the rest of the severe weather risk right here. Now we're gonna take a quick look at the summary real quickly because these thunderstorms are still ongoing. Just keep that in mind. So this thing isn't going to stay for much longer at this point, in my opinion. The severe thunderstorms are expected through the afternoon and early evening across portions of the southeastern states, with a few tornadoes and damaging winds possible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just trying to find the big points right here, just to go through them. A nearly continuous squall line extends at midday from west central Georgia into southeast Alabama, where it has been elevated this morning, southwestward into far south central Alabama and its far western Florida Panhandle. This southwestern most portion of where the somewhat is broken bands and storms exist in more buoyant surface-based conducive air resides. Dew points into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So the air temperature is pretty warm, but the atmosphere is also pretty moist at this point. So yeah. Heights will tend to rise this afternoon as the richer low-level moisture northeastward through southwestern Alabama, eastern Alabama, southwestern Georgia. Low-level winds will tend to further veer and modestly weaken, but nonetheless remain sufficiently strong for well-organized and rotating storms, which may include a tornado and damaging wind risk. So that's essentially what's going on today in this big risk area right here. The Day 2 outlook is essentially a continuation of what's going on today. It expands pretty much from Delaware all the way down to Florida for the slight risk, as well as a isolated area in upstate New York and central Pennsylvania. So let's take a look at the summary. Isolated strong to locally severe thunderstorms will be possible Saturday from the mid-Atlantic region to the northern portions of Florida. Storms with damaging wind potential are also expected to develop over portions of the south-central Appalachian region. Here's the synopsis. I'm just going to go over the synopsis real quickly because I have more things I want to show you, especially with the days 4, 5, and 6 outlook, because those are the things that I've been keeping a very close eye on, and it's pretty interesting to see at the very least. It's a pretty heightened risk of severe weather those days, but we'll get right into it. As an upper trough shifts eastward across the eastern central United States Saturday, a surface cold front trailing southward from an occluded low crossing the lower Great Lakes through the day will advance across the east coast states. By the end of the period, the front will likely have cleared the east coast, though lingering across portions of the Florida peninsula. Meanwhile, A second upper level trough will move onshore onto the western U.S. During the day and progress along the west coast states during the evening. An associated cold front is forecast to consolidate through this time, advancing the intermountain region overnight. That's why there's this generic thunderstorm risk right here out in states like California, Nevada, Oregon, Idaho, and Montana. So, thought I'd give you that real quickly. The day 3 outlook. Just generic thunderstorms throughout the mountains and parts of the Great Plains right here, including parts of Texas, all of New Mexico, all of Colorado, most of South Dakota, and most of these states right here. Now, the day 4 outlook, let's take a look at this real quickly, because if you look at it on face value, you'll see 30% and like, oh, that's 30%. Okay, what does that mean? Well, generally, the day 4 outlook, if you see this, there's a very high chance that there's going to be some severe weather. That's how confident they are of this. So this is the discussion right here, and we'll go ahead and talk about it. Medium-range global model output, both deterministic and ensemble, continues to indicate a multi-day severe weather event that will progress eastward from the southern plains day 4, which is Monday, to the southeast by Wednesday. The risk will stem from an upper-level trough low that will emerge from the western United States into the central and southern plains on Monday. On Tuesday, models forecast a large upper cyclone moving slowly across the plains towards the mid-Mississippi Valley, and then gradually in a positively tilted manner as it slowly impinges in the Midwest. As a surface low develops over the northwestern Texas vicinity on Monday with the conjunction of the advance of a upper-level low, lower-level southeasterlies along the cold front will advect Gulf moisture across the southeastern into East Texas. This initially stable and boundary layer moistens. As this does, the Cape is forecast to gradually increase, supporting thunderstorm development, which should persist through the evening and into the overnight. So already this is showing that there's a lot of red flags right here. And when I mean red flags, I mean generally good for severe weather development. Already it's showing that there's going to be a lot of Gulf moisture. The Cape values are going to go up. And that front that's going to be in California right now, that is likely going to be it's going to at least be related to that as it enters the United States. I'm not sure if it's going to be directly related to it or not, but we'll have to keep an eye on it as the situation develops. With strong southwesterly mid-level flow spreading atop the low-level southerlies to southeasterlies, shear will support organized supercell thunderstorms with all hazard severe risks, including a few tornadoes expected. So that's another red flag right there. But this is on Monday, so yeah, they're already issuing a 30% risk right here. I'm going to keep an eye on this, but day 3 is when they issue the marginal, slight, enhanced, moderate, and high-risk days. I'm going to have to look at that and everything, see if it's up to a moderate risk or if it's still an enhanced risk, because I never got to touch on this, but a 30% risk of severe weather is equivalent to an enhanced risk of severe weather if it was on the day 3 outlook. So please keep that in mind. I'm glad I cleared that up for you guys. So basically, let's continue. As the cold front advances from East Texas late Monday into early Tuesday toward an eventual across the lower Mississippi Valley, a similar overall prefrontal thermodynamic and kinetic environment is expected as existed Monday further west. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest of that stuff, but basically, on face value, it looks like we're going to have there's a good chance there's going to be a multi-day severe weather outbreak. Now, I'm not going to jump the gun and say this is going to be a tornado outbreak because we don't have enough information yet. But what I am going to say is that for day 4 and day 5, there is at least a 30% risk of severe weather in these areas right here. The day 4 is in eastern Texas, just outside Dallas, including Waco. And day 5, it's more concentrated to Mississippi. So this is something we're going to have to keep an eye on, and that's something I've been keeping an eye on. Day 6, it looks like it's going to be weaker with 15%. But this is going to be a slow-moving system, and if this does turn into a major severe weather outbreak right here, that's not good. This will be the first, I wouldn't say major severe weather outbreak of the spring, but it will be the first, I would say, time that we've seen chances like this. Honestly, with what I'm seeing right here, I wouldn't be surprised if they issued a moderate risk at the end of the day. But I'm not jumping the gun saying they're going to do that. I am saying that I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. So this is, and also keep in mind, this is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so this is a few days out. We don't know everything, so we need to keep an eye on it. But with that being said, I'll update you guys in the days that follow as this situation develops. And that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out and helps me make more videos like these. And with that being said, guys, have a wonderful day and stay safe.